evening. Sorry, I couldn't find my own video and I still can't quite find it on my other device, but I'll catch up on that in a minute. Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for stopping by. Tonight I'm hoping to use some stamp sets to create a card, an Easter card, but also at the same time do Bible journaling. So the great thing with stamps is that you can use them for all sorts of things. They're not just limited to stamping on cards and making handmade cards. You can use them in home decor or for party decorations or any kind of paper crafting really. You can create quite a lot of things, and it's more to it than just paper crafting and putting ink to a stamp to paper. When you are part of a wider community, when you are part of a team, and when you get those stamps in your hand and start stamping with them, it's just something wonderful about creating. So if you've never given it a go, I encourage you, please do try, and you'll hopefully find that it does make a difference to how you feel. Maybe I'm not going to give you that promise, but I just encourage you to give it a go. So welcome. Finished up early at the Arboretum. Is that where you work, Cindy? So I've got the live chat on at the moment. I am live. Tonight is Tuesday the 30th of March. If it's not at this time, it's just gone 9 here in the UK, then I'll probably be going on for about an hour or so, but you might be able to catch this on the replay. So if you press the live chat along the bottom somewhere, or swipe, you might be able to find it and actually join in with the conversation. Delinda was patiently waiting for the shining star Esther and her magical creativity. Delinda's got a way with words. Thank you, Delinda. Hi there, Christine. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Jan. I'm just going to say, it's nice to say hello to people when they come in and just acknowledge they're there. Can be a bit annoying for the replay viewers, but it's just a nice way to say hello. Hi, Joanna. Right, I'm going to try and find myself on my other device before I get started. Aha. Turned down my volume, so that's a good start, and hopefully just means I can try and catch some of the conversation. Right, you're just going to use my headshot. I've already got 3 thumbs up and I've not done anything. It's amazing, isn't it? I just love my fans. Good evening, Tracy. Jan's waving. Hi, Jan. Hi, Australia. Hi, Monica, Barbie. Okay, let's get this show on the road, as they say. So when I do my Bible journaling, sometimes I get, you can see things that you shouldn't see. I get questions about what Bible I use, how I prepare my page, all sorts of questions. So I thought I'd come on and actually go through my Bible journal preparation with you, and then go on to a card, and then hopefully come back to doing some Bible journaling. So the Bible I use is the New International Version. I think it did come with a paper cover, which I've taken off. On the inside cover, it's got these pretty designs which you can colour in. And I started Bible journaling, was it a couple of years ago? I'll be able to tell you, 2019 I started. And I did try and do one every month. Then for whatever reason last year I had a big gap and I just got out of the habit of doing it. I do have a video of my walkthrough, so you can see all the journals I've done. This is the latest one I've done, and I like to do one over Easter. So this was one that I did a couple of years ago, and last year's was based on a card that I did as well. So just a disclaimer, I'm not a professional Bible journaler or anything. I'm just doing it for my own meditation and for a way of being able to share my faith and to be able to, like I said, meditate on specific Bible verses, usually ones that are that sort of speak to me in one way or another, either through maybe a sermon or through something I've read. So if you want to check out what I've done before, like I said, I've done a walkthrough. Okay, so the verse I want to highlight is from Romans and chapter 5 and verse 8, which says, but But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. I'll read that again. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So I tend to use these sponge brayers. Do you call it brayer? Sponge brush. And I use what's called clear gesso. And this one was recommended to me by Liquidex. And what this does, it just helps to prepare your page. It puts a bit of a tooth on it. So it does leave a gritty feeling, but it does mean that when and if I come to use things like watercolour, then it won't come through on the other side of my page. Just noticed a dimensional backing. So I'd prefer using the broader brush. If I'm organised, I'll put a piece of paper underneath my work. And I like to highlight the verse, and what I like about the Bible is that this particular one is I like doing the journaling up the side rather than covering the whole page, so that I can still read the verses that are in the Bible. Some people who do Bible journaling cover the whole page. Some people don't like to cover up the whole page. So yeah, this is my preference, just to do up the side. It's a different way of working because it's a lot thinner and slimmer than I'll be used to when I do make cards. So it's just a different kind of layout, different texture. So I'm trying to cover. Now sometimes just brush it in different directions to get full coverage. Just got to go careful because it's becoming moist. There's that lovely word that people hate. It does become wrinkly. I'm just squeezing a bit on the tip of my brush, and then it enables me to spread it out and brush it on. You kind of want to act fairly quickly because it does dry quite fast, and I'm just going to brush up and down to create a smooth surface and leave it like that. Like I said, the other thing I like to do is to highlight the verse that I'm working on. So Romans 5 verse 8 is here. So I'm just going to put a bit of gesso along there. Right, I'm going to set this aside to dry. It takes, I don't know, 5 or so minutes. It doesn't take long, and you can blow dry it that way as well and actually force it to dry. But I'm just going to put it to the side. Bear with me 2 seconds. I've just put my brush in the sink because I don't want that to harden on the brush, so I've just had to put some water on it. Okay, let's just get this other device up. Great. So I'm going to now get on with the card and hope that what I'm going to do is cross over the design or the stamps that I'm going to use in the card in the Bible journaling. So that's the plan. Could use that. Sorry, I feel a little bit disorganised. I've had a busy day with one thing and another. When life happens, sometimes it can get a little bit disorganised, but there we go. Let's just all take a breather. Let's just relax. So I'm pulling out some Fluid 100 watercolour paper that Stampin' Up sells. It's 100% cotton apparently, and it's what's called, do they call this cold press? Somebody told me the difference between cold press and hot press. I'm going to bring on my stamparatus. Let's check what I want and what I don't want. And I'm going to use, put that to the side, stamparatus. Going to use a stamp set which is going to go out called Bloom and Grow, which has been quite an old faithful really. It's a good one, and I've really enjoyed using it, and I'm glad that I got it. Hi those who are joining, nice to see you all. Sorry if I've missed your name. So I'm going to use, let's stick with the plan. Too tired to think of something else. Our clocks have changed on Sunday, and I don't usually find it affects me that much, but this time, God, I feel like really sleepy when I wake up. I'm not used to the old clock changing. Right, so I've got my foam mat under here because I'm using what's called a photopolymer stamp, also known as clear stamps, and this just helps to raise it to the right depth. Always makes me want to sing "You Raise Me Up." I'm going to put it so that I've got a border around it because I'm going to come and die cut this out after I've stamped on it. So with this kind of process on a stamp positioning tool, you lay down your paper, then your stamps, and then your surface on top, which will pick it up. Otherwise you can use blocks, which we might come and use later. For this, because it's watercolour paper and I will be doing watercolouring, I'll be using a waterproof ink called StazOn, and it stains your stamps unless you have the cleaner. So I've got the cleaner on standby, and it not only is waterproof, but you can ink it on plastic and wood and other surfaces. So you don't want it staining and sticking to your rubber stamp. So it comes with a plastic cover that normally goes on top of this, but I saw another demonstrator stick it to their lid, which I thought was genius. So every time you take the lid off, you then don't have to take the plastic off because it's on the lid. So I just thought I'd share that handy tip with you. So the ink, smell that, smells of marzipan. It's delicious, and this is fairly new, so it's quite inky, and it comes out a nice black colour. When I say nice black colour, some inks are slightly greyer or purpley in tone, but this is a nice colour to it. So if I wasn't happy with that, which I'm not because I need to go in again, I can go back in, press a little bit harder, or I can re-ink and put it where I missed it. Almonds, exactly. Hi, Bobby. So, and because it's watercolour paper, I think it's, it's sucking in all the moisture from my ink. So I need to... Okay, it's moved. So we're going to do this again. Let's turn it over and make sure So that's the joy of live crafting. If you get it wrong, I'm here to show you how you can... I think my magnet is having issues because the tab's too long. Let's try again. Oh, that's a bit close to the edge, Esther. Let's do this. Yeah, Sheila says you can adhere it to the lid with dimensionals. That will help. Yep. I think I just use glue dots. Okay, I'm going to go in again and brave it, and I hope it hasn't moved. There is 2 magnets that come with the Stamparatus. So maybe I should have just used 2 magnets, but we'll go with that. That's fine. Now, this is the cleaner. You just take off the lid, and it's got it's a bit like shoe polish. It's got like a spongy bit on top, and then the liquid comes out. And then I just use my chamois, which has just got water in it, and I just clean it over straight away to stop it completely staining my stamp. Okay, there we are. So let's put this to one side. Oh, Linda's making coffee. Yeah, I think I'll have one actually, Linda. Got water instead. Quite thirsty tonight. Had something salty for dinner. Okay, let's get... Oh, my aqua brushes don't have much water in them. Let's have a look. Oh, that will do. That will do. Oh, I've got a reminder here. Let's tell you about this before I move on. So over on Instagram, I'm doing a giveaway for a stamp set. Unfortunately, you have to be in the UK to be in with a chance of winning. You've got to do 3 simple things. Follow me on Instagram, like this post that you'll see on my page, comment by tagging a friend. There you go. So that's yours to win. And I'm just going to... Did you like the way I just sneaked that in there? Totally forgot to tell people on Facebook today about it. So going for sort of spring-like colours, nice, and Bobby's here, so we're going to have So Saffron. Vicky's here, so we're going to have Highland Heather. And yes, just move to the UK while you're at it. That's fine. So it's a bit bolder than I wanted it to be, but you know, that's fine. We'll work with it, as they say. So this is just a normal ink pad, and if you press it to the lid, it creates a nice palette to work with. Oh, this has come out rather purple. Got a bit too much water. Soak it up with my chamois. Why is there so much water going on? You didn't do this in rehearsal. Okay. You know, no two crafts are the same. You know, you think you're recreating something, but you're not. You're creating something new. I wanted to put some darker shades in, but I might have to come back and do that in a minute. When it will let me. Welcome, Liz. Okay, and then we're going to go saffron. Now I like to leave a little hint of white. This seemed a lot more watery than when I used it before. Don't know why. Yes, as I was saying, I like to leave a hint of white on the page. Don't be scared of white space. I think it just brings sort of highlights to the party. It just gives a nice edge to it. You can have a road trip to the UK, that'd be amazing. That would be so cool. Why is there talking? I thought I turned it off. Okay, I'm going to leave these colours out because we'll probably use them again when I do the Bible journal. And then coming in with Blushing Bride. So Stampin' Up have just shown the new, the demonstrators, the new catalogue that's going to come out. And one of the in colours is going to be a lovely pink colour, which we're pleased with. And there's a purple, and there's a green, 2 greens. It's all very exciting. And got a copy of the catalogue. So yes, it's always an exciting time when we can see some new product coming to market. So if you're interested in wanting a catalogue and you might not be on my list of people to send catalogues to, then please do get in touch. And when I get my hands on some catalogues, then I can send one out to you. If you are in the UK, Germany, France, Austria, the Netherlands. So this is Pear Pizzazz, so all the colours have got quite funky names. Let's go when it's warm though. You should have come today. Today was like our hottest day in the year, I think they said on the radio. You've missed it, Jan. You should have come today. So nice and quick and easy to colour in, nothing too complicated. I'm feeling maybe a bit of pink on the buds. And Stampin' Up have done all the hard work in doing the artwork for me. Now I know with watercolour, you know, it's nice to do all the shading to come back with a darker colour, isn't it? Which I was trying to achieve, but there we go. Ah, Jan says it's the story of her life. She keeps missing things. Do you, Jan? If I could bottle up a little bit of sunshine and save it, I would. Mind you, the heat does it, you know, you wouldn't think I was born in a hot country, would you? The heat does affect me a little bit now. Okay, so there is some matching dies to go with this. Let's find them. "10 hours later." They're right at the back. It's typical, isn't it? Search your way through. Glenna says she's always hot and bothered. No, you're not, Glenna. It can't be too hot for me. You love the warmer weather. I mean, there's different types of climates though, isn't there? So this is the baby cut and emboss. I think it's going through a bit of a toddler phase. It is going through the tantrum sometimes recently. It's starting to play up a little bit for no reason. So we'll see. Hopefully it will cooperate tonight. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and just carefully line it up. Come on. See, sometimes it doesn't like to go through. Okay, because of that, I'm going to have to put a little bit of tape just to hold you down in case you're silly. You've got to, with this smaller machine, you've got to stagger the layers in. There we go. Just got to talk nicely to it. Lynn says, hello everybody, I've finally caught a live with Esther, hooray! Beautiful work, Esther, thank you. Is this your first live then, Lynn? If Lynn says yes, give her a really warm welcome, please, everybody. And if anybody else has come on for the first time or is not brave enough to have said hello before, so I'm going to leave that there because I'm probably going to need that again later. Right, let's have a look. So that's as far as we got. Okay. Then next I need another thing that's going to go. I'm showing you all the things that are going, because if you want the things that are going, you need to get your hands on them. What did I say about being disorganised? Okay, these are called nesting stitch shapes, I believe, which are rather fun. And I want, nope, the bigger one. I think it's this size. Let's have a look. I've just got a prototype off to the side of me. So this one is, let's give you an easy measurement, the 10-inch one, 10-inch long. Yes, it is. I watch replays all the time, but I have trouble seeing the lives. Oh, Lynn, special warm welcome to you. Nice to have you here. Okay, I'm going to cut out one of these. Sorry if I miss comments. Just somebody keep an eye on the comments for me because my device is in a sort of funny position and I'm... Lisa, have we seen you before? Okay, so I'm going to cut out this die shape. Come on. Oh, why are you doing this today? Do you not know you're on telly? You need to cooperate. Let's have a... There we go. Just needs a gentle nudge. Hi, Donnie. Lovely to see you. Oh, it's the first time on the live. Well, welcome to Lisa as well. I think I put this in a little bit too tight. So I think it's not quite rolling. There we go. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. So we need that shape, and we also need... I think it's the next biggest one up. No, the next biggest one, which happens to be the largest one. Yes, sorry, I nudged. Now, is this going to go through? I might just do this on the big machine, sorry. I should have been a little bit more organised. Just a little bit. Because I need to cut out one of these shapes. But stick with me and hopefully you'll see that it's worth it. And you'll learn something and be inspired. That's my plan and my hope for you. Oh, the baby's falling down. Okay, I need one of those. Now, okay, let's see what else we've got. So I came across a couple of words and I loved the idea of combining the different stamp sets together. So I wanted the word wonderful, which I'm going to use from here. Does it fit on there? It's a little bit too tight. Let's grab out another piece. I wanted the word wonderful. I think I'll use my stays on again. Why not? Let's use stays on nice and juicy. And this word wonderful comes from the Rooted in Nature stamp set. Oh, that's nice and clear. Rooted in Nature is not safe. So when I talk about things going and retiring, because Stampin' Up have come up with their new catalogue, it means that some things don't go in the new catalogue and they are cleared off the shelves, basically. So that's why I say if you want it, you've got to kind of go and get it. I don't think there is another stamp set with the word wonderful in it, but I could be stand corrected. I'm going to fussy cut out the words because I don't want the word you are in this. So this is going to be an Easter card, and I love the idea of combining the word wonderful with another word, which is in more than one stamp set. But like I said, prove me wrong if that is the case. Let me know if you find the word wonderful elsewhere. I'd be intrigued to know. It's always good to study the words in our stamp sets because then you can give them a little mixing and a matching. Okay, so I've got wonderful. And I'm going to save that there. Okay. So I've got to keep everything out because I want to use it again. Now, because this is an Easter card, I did want to have the form of a cross in some form on the card. So I'm going to, sorry, I keep knocking my stand. Use a post-it note. I just had an idea. I'm going to fold this out. I ran it through when it was sticky, which can be a bit tricky. So I'm going to fold this over, but not fold it all the way. Okay, and then I'm just going to, actually rather than, oh yeah, I'm going to eyeball it. I tend to eyeball things, just put it up against the top and go for a trim. Oh, that's not eyeballing, Esther, it's on the line. There we go. So we've got ourselves a nice thin bit of post-it note. And I can actually release it from the sticky. And I want to lay it down in a cross shape. Just going to lay it down nice and straight on my work. She says nice and straight, and then it's not quite straight. And then this bit can go across there. Sorry, my voice is dipping because I'm concentrating. And then to make this show up as a mask, then we're going to add some ink through blending. Oh, I know what I was going to do, switch on this little light here, which I don't know if it's made much of a difference to you. Let's have a look. Let's have all the lights on. I'm going to be in a sauna. Okay, I'm going to rub my brush into the ink and just rub off the excess. You can't see it. Concentrate in the middle and just radiate outwards, making sure my mask is nice and stuck down. There we are. State my fingers. Just going to lift this up carefully because hopefully we can reuse this when we come to do our Bible journaling. Stick it somewhere safe. Okay. Right, it's taking shape. So the other word that I wanted to use is, did anyone guess what the other word was? Let me know. While you're guessing, I'm going to carry on doing another part, and I'm going to use some stencils. So this comes as a 4-pack. You've got dots, you've got these sort of leaf shapes, you've got this lovely filigree design, and you've got these trees. Nobody's guessing. Cindy said she went all the way back to Sweet Sayings to find the Easter sentiment she wanted inside the card. And what was the Easter saying that you wanted? Glenna says, I like the way how you made the cross. Thank you. I know Ruth does a lot of masking and makes a cross like that. There you go, just copied. So I thought trees in the background would be quite significant because of Jesus dying on the cross at Easter and being wood and trees. I'm not going to add any more ink onto my brush because I don't want it to be too... I might have to actually. No, you've got to just be a little bit careful with this particular stencil because it catches a little bit more easily than some of the others just because of the way the design is. Okay, I'm going to add some more ink. So I've got the word wonderful. Can you think of what other word I'm going to add to the word wonderful? So the centre is going to be covered up, so I don't mind about that big smudge I've just made. B, what? Yes, Monica got it. Love, wonderful love. Copying is a form of flattery, but tell that to my childhood self. I used to be so annoying when people copied me at school. I used to hate it. Like, why are they copying my work for? It's my work. Okay, that's very bright. It wasn't going to be that bright, but it's turned out that way. So we go with it. That's what we do. We go with. Let's just drag you out a little bit. It's going to be wonderful love. And there's a song that has that in, wonderful love. So I'm going to use love from under my umbrella because it's got the word love. But I did note that the lovely U stamp set here also has the word love in it, which is carrying over. So, and I think there's another stamp set. So just look out for the word love in your stamp set. Now, where's the stamp? Here's the stamp. And I just want the word love. So, putting that aside a second, I'm going to bring in my word wonderful. I think I'm going to put love down there. Put a bit of love down there, shall we? A bit of love. Should have masked it first, really. Thought I could get away with it. Just cleaning off the ink where I don't want it to go. Okay, hold your breath, everybody. Came out a little bit sketchy. I think I'm going to use... Dare I go over it? This is that whole brave or stupid moment. Let's try it. I've got to have it right under me rather than you. So. Okay, it picked up a few other words. So let's hope that... Yes! I can disguise it. It's all good. I love it when a plan comes together. That was my brave or stupid moment. Okay, so let's start compiling. So this is going to go on here like this. And the flowers are going to go on top. But I don't want that pointy bit. So I'm going to lob it off with my strimmer. If anyone caught the Facebook Live earlier, we were talking about strimming the grass, and it entered this whole new conversation about strimming, because in different countries apparently you don't call it strimming the grass, you call it something else. Weed whacking, and there was another one as well. It's rather jolly. Learned all about it. Oh dear, it's rather hilarious. It was. Delinda was there. She can vouch for me. Can't you, Delinda? So I'm going to stick everything directly down because I'm going to have the flowers are going to pop up a little bit. Well, no, mowing's something else. That's not strimming. Strimming's the trimming bit. Okay, let's cover up the old boo-boo. Oh, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Whippersnipping, that's what it was, whippersnipping. Now, because this is liquid glue, I can afford to move it ever so slightly. And it gives me about 10 seconds to wiggle. Hedging the lawn? Yeah, I suppose we say that, but never heard of the old whippersnapping. Okay. So this is going to go along the top as a lovely border. Like so. And I'm just going to put some dimensional backing. You've not heard of whippersnipping? Nor had I until today. I should write it down, really. So we've got Wonderful Love. I should find the lyrics, really, of that tune. If somebody knows that, I don't know if Ruth's watching. There's that hymn that has the song Wonderful Love. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 dee, 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 dee. I had to take the flowers off because it wasn't quite straight how I wanted it. Did you notice? Okay. So we're getting somewhere. Wonderful Love. I like that. I like that. And that's going to go on top of our trees. And then somewhere, where did I put it? There. Now, I had a feeling I got it out on my desk, which is no good because when things arrive on my desk, they get lost. Oh, she's gone and done it now, hasn't she? Where has she put it? Aha! No, it is back in the drawer. Okay, so I had this idea of kind of making it into a banner and actually have it hanging but the trouble is it looked a little bit odd just hanging, and I felt like it needed to be a removable piece. So in order to get around it, I decided that I would thread. This is black baker's twine, which is actually not current at the moment, but thankfully we're getting some black baker's twine come back, because I do actually use it quite a lot, like you can see from the end of my reel. So I'm going to wrap this through my card and just tie a bow so that you've still got that element of black in it without taking over. And now it doesn't look like a hanging stuck on a card. Oh. Let's try that again, shall we? I know the lives are educational, right? I love the way Glenna says my name twice. Makes me sit up and listen. Okay. Just going to move that up a bit. Now, you could spare yourself a bit of baker's twine and not wrap it all the way around, but, you know, it's only string at the end of the day. So, trim the edge. There. So I'm going to show you the here's one I made earlier. As you can see, as you cannot see the trees in the background because I didn't re-ink it. So this one's a lot more vibrant, but very similar. I did wonder about maybe some black pearls or something down here, but I didn't want it to detract. So if anyone's got any amazing ideas about the possibility of adding some sort of embellishment, you let me know, okay? And I'll decide whether I'm going to go with that idea or not. Weed whipping or weed whacking in my part of Michigan. There you go. So I love the way that when you can combine some of the lovely products from Stampin' Up, it can just create something new. And like I say, we're saying goodbye to quite a few of these things. The dies, this stamp set, the umbrella stamp set, and this stamp set. So, you know, just saying. Okay, so now, hopefully, if I reach for my Bible, it will be dry. Yes, it is. Just got to be careful not to get my mitts all over it. And I'm going to kind of use this design and try and use it in my Bible. This is the plan. I've got no space to work whatsoever. So I think a good shout would be to maybe put thinking about if the flower's there and the word's there, I'm going to put the cross here. And then we'll maybe a couple of pearls. Maybe if you put your black embellishment. Yes, I was thinking black embellishments in the lower right of the banner. But sometimes, you know, less is, just occasionally, less is more. And actually stepping away and going, do you know what? It's fine as it is. I didn't want to spoil it. So I'll have a think on it. So I find with gesso, it tends to kind of dull the colour sometimes. I don't think I've used my blending brushes in my Bible before. So that's a bit of a new experience. And I think I'm going to bring in the trees and stencil those as a nice continuation from the cross. So it's great because your designs that you do on cards, you just kind of, you can try and introduce that. Oh, look at that. I did think about a heart and the cross, but I quite like the simplicity of actually it's got the word love there. And so you didn't need a heart. Yeah, that was my thinking. It's very kind of symbolic. This is happening a lot quicker than my card, but that's good because this is just a different sort of space. Oh, I like Oh yeah. Now this might be a little bit wet from the ink, so I've got to be careful. Now where's that? Now I don't want to, I want to stamp straight into my Bible, so I'm going to try carefully mask off the words like so. And oh, I'm using the wrong one. We want this stays on ink. I've learnt before I kept using Memento, but I should have used stays on because of the whole watercolour process. Now I think actually I'm going to have actually, where was I going to put the words? At the bottom. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to actually keep holding my breath. I do find that if I have a level surface like this matte, I'm just going to give it a huff and a puff. Oh, nobody told me about taking the masking off, did they? Were you all shouting at me? Stop, it's got the mask on it. Actually, I'm going to come down here. I keep changing my mind. Okay, here goes. Yeah, Linda, a little bit late on the old typing there. Nearly ruined it. Just going to hold it there for a second. Are you ready? 3. Linda was desperately like waving at me. 2, 1. Oh, it's stuck. Phew. Oh, I don't mind that. It's got like a few dents where the gesso is. I'm trying to show you that. Can you see that? Extreme close up. Christine was yelling at me. You're all shouting. The tape, the tape. Okay. So remind me this time, please, folks. Don't let me go ahead and do it. Well, you did try and remind me last time, but I wasn't listening. I was too busy. Linda, I didn't have my window open, that's why. If I had the window open, I might have been able to hear you. Been a bit brave, actually, stamping it directly over my Bible. There you go. I could just see my ink pad dropping, but there you go. You know, you just got to be brave and do it. You either do or you don't, I think, with Bible journaling. Like I said, you know, it's not about perfection. It's about that chance to meditate on God's word and to just create something hopefully beautiful, but it's about how you feel, how I feel after when I look back on my journals and remembrance of particular verses. Okay, again, that's fine. I'm happy with that. That's, like I said, the gesso tends to affect the page, but I do need it there in case you are. Just stops things from soaking through. So Wonderful Love. In fact, I rarely use inks. I tend to use watercolour pencils in my journal. Let's take you out a touch. Okay, what am I looking for? Let me just put my cleaner on there so it doesn't stain my stamps. Where is the stamp with the flowers? They're still in my Bible. So you don't have to do anything too complicated. You know, like you can see, I'm keeping it quite simple. Now, are these going to work in here? I'm just going to put this underneath. And what I'm going to do is ink up, do some partial inking. So missing off those leaves. And I'm going to come in there. Oh, Wendy, your little one's not getting the time change, sorry. I could picture you doing that. Oh, Glenna says she could picture Linda shouting. Beautifully weathered appearance. Deborah, that's what I'm going for, don't you know? Our Lord sees beauty in all things, says Glenna. You do know my crazy look, says Linda. What are you saying? Neither have I too. I haven't Bible journaled for a while. Time to start this again. Absolutely. If I've inspired you to do anything tonight, please get back to your Bible journaling. So easy to do when you have stamps. You know, you don't have to you don't have to be able to draw. Some people, you know, like to do lots of fancy things in it, but one, if you don't have time, or two, if you're not feeling particularly artistic, then okay. Let's use some pencils. Oh, you know that feeling when you feel like you've sat down all day? I've got that. I might go over the word wonderful love, actually. So I'm putting the watercolour pencils directly onto the image, and because I've used that waterproof ink, it shouldn't seep through, and because I've prepared my page, I'm just going to do a rough colour on there. Actually, we don't want yellow again, do we? I'm going to do a rough colour on there. Let's see if I've got a purpley colour. Close up on my really dry hands. My hands are really dry at the moment. My boys keep mentioning it to me. Oh, your hands are really dry. Yes, thank you. It's called hard work. It's called washing my hands numerous times in a day. It is hard to get used to the time change. It's funny, isn't it? And I'm just going to highlight the word love carefully. I do feel the need for splatters. Is it because Glenda's here? I feel the need to bring a bit more black into the picture, but it's a work in progress, so I'm not done yet. So I like to use these blender pens, which is like got invisible ink in it, which you can use with watercolours, and you can use it with ink, and it just helps to mix that colour without having lots and lots of water in your Bible. It's liquidy, but without all the water. And it helps to spread the colour. You're zooming your face in, are you? Let's try and zoom you in. There you go. Oh, the dottage, because the dottage, sorry. Bit behind. Bit behind. So it just picks up on the colour, and it just helps to blend and spread. Blend and spread. Nice and subtle. There you go. Because you're so close, I keep knocking the stand, sorry. There we go. And we're just going to... I don't... Bobby's saying about Stampin' White markers. I don't actually have any, Bobby. I only got one colour, and that is the black. I've managed these years to get away with not using them, so I don't tend to use them. Yes. Although they do seem to sell well. Let's have a look. Looking for waterfront. What have I done with you? There it is. And these feel a little bit thick for what I want, actually. I might go for Fern, where are you? Forever Fern. Oh, it's disastrous. I've moved my stamps around and it's... Oh no, I've got it out on the table, that's why. I know, hold on to you. Hold on, here it comes, Glenna. Just need something. I think, again, because I've used black in the... let me zoom you out, it's easier. In the up there in the flowers and down there on the writing, I could do with something just to bring it all together. So I'm using some dots, which comes from the Forever Fern stamp set here. Easily missed if you're not used to using them. But I'm just going to add some to the... I'm holding my breath to the journal to create movement, but also symbolism. The verse in the hymn, sweat drops of blood for me. How wonderful, how marvellous. Is that the right hymn? I'm mixing my hymns, I think. Things that Jesus had to go through on the cross for the sake of sinners. And it is a wonderful love that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. It's just unbelievable, really. That amazing act of love that Jesus did on the cross. So I think I'm going to step away. I am tempted to... Now, my thoughts, and you let me know, of actually going over the outline in black over the cross to actually highlight that more, or do you think it's better in the background like that? You tell me while I highlight my verse and write. Oh, I've got my pen out as well. See what I mean? As soon as it lands on the desk. So Jan's like, definitely no, don't do it. I'm going to highlight the verse, but oh, don't outline. Okay, that's fine. I know it's on the verge of ruining it if you're not careful. That kind of. So I'm going in purple. Mask across and add more dottage behind it. Oh, that's a nice idea. Don't outline. Okay. It'll be too obvious. I'm being too obvious with it. So just highlight the verse that I'm journaling. What do we think about masking and a bit more dottage? You like it the way it is. So this is a journaling pen, which means it is acid and lignin free, and it happens to be an EK Tools one. Stop, says Deborah, step away from the page. Let me just add a bit of stays on cleaner over here. Okay, I've got to leave it. I'll listen. So today, I mentioned this earlier, is my parents' wedding anniversary. So I'm trying to figure out where to put the date. 47 years married. 30th/03/21. So I'd like to date all my journals. And I like to sometimes write the reference in. So I'll do that up here. Romans chapter 5, verse 8. And then the last but not least thing I like to do is write in the back, so I've got a record of what I've done. So the 30th, 03/21, page 1274, Romans chapter 5 verse 8. Sorry, my voice is really dipping tonight. I'm a bit conscious of that. Sorry. And it's a wonderful love. I'm feeling tired. So it's nice because I've got a record there of everything in one place if I need a quick reference. So thank you for sticking with me, those of you who've stuck with me all the way, for joining in with my Bible journal this month, and for watching my card. So this is the card it's inspired by, and it's quite nice to have that consistency of doing both. Thank you. Yes, 47 years. Yeah. Bless them. Thank you so much. Thank you. Another way of free thank yous is just a simple thumbs up if you've liked what you've seen. You might not agree with what I've said tonight. It's my, it's my Christian views, it's my personal views, and it's just, like I said earlier, a way of being able to share my faith with you all. But if you are interested, please do turn to your Bibles and read. Most of us do have Bibles in our household somewhere or other. And most of us celebrate Easter in one way or another. So, and for me, this is the true meaning of Easter is about Jesus' death on the cross. So that's why it's quite nice to have something to remember it properly by. So I'm going to turn you round. Thank you to Linda. She says never apologise for your devotions. Well, absolutely, it's up to you whether you want to stay or watch or not. For Audrey, it'll be 42 years in December. Amazing. Good. Thank you. I know it's been a bit of a longer broadcast than normal, but I do appreciate you sticking around and going on the journey with me and going from blank pages to something creative. It's been good to have your company, so thank you so much. 39 years for Jan. We will be coming up to our 19th in September, which is mad. So it's amazing where the years go. Take care and God bless you all. Nice to see you. And I will be back hopefully next Tuesday. I'm on Facebook first. Don't forget to go over to Instagram and please enter my giveaway if you're in the UK. I'm sorry it's restricted, but it just saves on the old postage. So Stampin Star Creations with Esther, I think is my name on Instagram. I've had to change it because it got spammed. So please go over and check out that Instagram post if you're following me. If you're following me already, you can still enter. All you've got to do is like the post and tag somebody in it. Right, I'm going to go and make my packed lunch for tomorrow. I'm back at work. I need to get the kitchen sorted out and try and get an earlier night tonight. I keep going to bed a bit too late and getting tired. So, okay, I'm going to leave you to your evenings. Lovely. Thank you for your company. And thank you to those catching this afterwards on the old replay. Take care, everyone. Lots of love. Bye for now. Happy Easter if I don't see you. Oh, thank you, Delinda. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Bye, Glenna. Thank you.